Pixel People Quick Byte. A little 80s talk, well alright. A full episode, well not quite. Welcome to the Pixel People Quick Byte.
Welcome back to another Quick Byte episode. This episode is going to be on what would you change about your teenage years. So that's what it's about. That's simple, straightforward, right to it. So we're going to go to Jan first. Jan,
really?
What would you change about your high school, about your teenage years? Yeah.
Well, and I know this is going to make me sound really, really terrible, but I would have dated more. I dated the same guy from like 13 to 17.
Yeah, I get it.
R.I.P. Billy. I mean, he was great.
He's dead now, too. So
Yeah.
she killed him. So.
Did not.
4 years with Jan.
Yeah.
Watch
Got
out.
jandalized. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well,
Jandalized.
see, we've been 6, so, but only married. This will be 4 in June.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Oh,
that makes me sound bad. But
no, it don't. I
really
get
should.
it. I mean, if you'd ended up marrying him and you'd be like, I wish I dated more. Yeah, that makes it sound bad, but I get it. He wasn't your soulmate. You had enjoyed time with him, but yeah, you don't know.
But he was a great guy. I mean,
Yeah.
there was nothing wrong with him.
You don't know what you might have missed out on by not dating around.
Yep.
So well, dating around, that sounds bad. But I didn't say sleeping. I said dating around.
Dating
So,
around.
yeah.
Don't go parking in cars with Jan.
Yeah.
Oh,
So no, that's not bad. I get it. Rodney, what would you?
I have two things, but so the first one is I had very crooked teeth through high school, and I didn't get braces until I was probably 30 years old or something like that. So definitely as an adult, when you're a teenager, you're hyper aware of everything about you that you think is not cool
Yep.
or
Yep.
makes
it's
you
10 times
less
worse
than
in your head.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so I know it affected just the way I thought about myself and the way I carried myself.
Mine was my nose. I thought my nose was like 10 times bigger than, and it still has a hump on it.
It doesn't look. It looks normal. It looks like a regular nose.
That's why on Twitter I was Big Nose Woman.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
You just wouldn't worry about it as much as you did then, or you got them fixed earlier.
no, I think I would have. Well, it's not like I had the money to get it fixed, but maybe if I would have realized that people weren't thinking about my teeth as much as I did.
Yep.
Let me tell you something about that. And Chris watches a lot of movies. He might have noticed this too, but I've never really mentioned this January thing. I watch like a lot of 70s TV shows, especially when I'm over at my father-in-law's house and he's got on these 70s shows. Every actor back then had just crooked bad teeth, and nobody paid attention to it at all. Yeah. None of them had this perfect straight white teeth like actors and actresses have now. They just had normal teeth, and it was not a big deal back then. I guess people didn't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
It's just been.
It's just what it was.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to tell my story.
Well, I'm going to smile for. Okay, see her teeth.
Yeah.
All right, Jan, tell your story.
So I had really crooked teeth too, and
Okay.
these teeth right here, I felt like a vampire because they were way out here, and I mean it was terrible.
Yeah.
They stuck out like beacons.
Yeah.
And I hated it. It was like you said. I felt like if I opened my mouth, that's all people saw.
Right.
So my friends that were rich in school and had their braces on and everything, I would take their Band-Aids that they put, those
not
teeny
Band-Aids,
tiny
rubber bands.
Rubber bands,
Rubber bands,
yeah. Not their Band-Aids.
Band-Aids.
Not their Band-Aids.
I was going to say, what are you doing with Band-Aids?
I would take the rubber bands, and every day I would put a rubber band on that tooth that
Really?
stuck out and pull it all the way back. And I wore that all day long and pulled those teeth back on my own.
She did her own orthodontic work.
I did.
And it worked.
It worked. Yeah.
Wow.
All right, Chris, you got something to say about her? Huh? About her being too poor for that?
Listen, I've made all the jokes about her being too poor.
Yeah.
I will say that was very inventive to come up with something like that.
Right.
But that's when you're poor as she was, I guess you had to come up with anything you could. It's amazing she even had teeth. They didn't, she was so poor.
Yeah.
No toothbrushes or toothpaste.
No,
dentist visits.
No, she just used water to rinse her mouth out. She didn't know what toothpaste was
She
or
got
floss
teeth.
or.
I had braces and her teeth are straighter than mine, so that's what's funny about it. So,
Well, you should have talked to her about doing your dental work.
yeah,
then.
I know.
So wait, so you've not had any? Yeah,
No.
you would not know that.
I know. She
No.
fixed it herself.
Wow.
So, what was your other one, Rodney?
I may have to leave out a name in this one here.
Okay.
The statute of limitations is probably up, though.
Well, it's not like she'll be listening to this anyway. But my junior year, and Greg knows this, My junior year, I spent way too much time.
You son of a! You stole my second thing I was going to
No
do. It's
way.
the exact same thing you're going to
No.
say. Yes. Go ahead and tell it. Go and tell it.
Yeah,
I
we
was
can
going to bring
compare-
that up.
We can compare stories.
Yes.
But I spent, I don't remember how many months it was, but it was way too much of my time. When I could have been dating other girls,
Yep.
I tried so hard to get this one girl to
Yep.
go
Me
out
too.
with me.
Yep. Me too.
And-
Same girl.
Yeah. And
Is it who I think it is?
She graduated with me. Yeah. So
Is it who I think it is?
well, say the name. She don't listen.
No,
so.
I'm not going to say the name.
Okay.
We'll
Does start
edit
with
it
a
out.
T?
Well, yeah, it
Initials.
starts with a T. Yeah. Yeah. You got
yeah,
it.
that
you
you're talking
know
about.
it is.
It got so bad.
Napoleon Dynamite
Me-
called her a fat lard.
Me and
Yes,
no,
yes.
yeah, he did. Yeah, not this, not
not
this
that
one.
one. No.
It was so bad. Me and Rodney pining after her. We like
Yep.
feuded with each other for like almost a year. Like we,
Yeah,
like,
it was ridiculous. That,
Yeah.
And she didn't want anything to do with either one of you.
well.
Why did that make y'all hate each other?
Well, because we were
Does she know
competing.
this? Does she
yeah,
know this?
Yeah. She knew. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but it was months of me
Yes.
chasing after her,
Yes.
and Greg also trying to win her affection. And so, and Greg and I trying to remember. I think we sat beside each other.
Yes, in band, yes, yes.
every single day because
Yes.
we both were trumpet players.
And
first
her
and second
sitting
chair.
like right next to us.
Yeah. And we wouldn't talk to each other.
Yes.
You know, it was
Yeah.
we were giving each other cold shoulders, and
Yeah,
it was just.
yeah.
And by the end of the year, she finally started dating a freshman.
A
and
freshman.
we were
She was a senior. Yeah.
we were so mad about that. We're like, come on.
It all came down to senior year. We went to Carowinds. All of a sudden, we realized that she wasn't on our bus. We were all a group, and she wasn't on our bus. She was on the other bus. And then we see at Carowinds after we play, she's holding hands, walking around with this freshman that was there, and we was like, "What the?" And all of a sudden, me and Rodney just bonded back together like this mutual, like, "Oh, you know."
Yeah, and it was so bad because you were graduating. And
Yeah.
you're like, man, we just lost all that time
Yeah,
that we could
yeah.
have had together.
Yeah. So yeah, that was going to be my second thing. I was going to say not wasting about a year pining after a girl that and then feuding with. Yeah, I was going to bring
Yeah.
that up. That was going to be mine. I was going to pop that on you and get a laugh out of it. It's
Yeah.
funny that you brought that up.
Yep.
So, what's her reaction to that stuff now that it's all past? Have you discussed this with her after years of it, or just
I did.
she knew it from high school?
Well, she knew it, but I sent her a message years ago when our friend Steven died on Facebook and left her a long message and told her, I could have handled all that stuff better back then, and I just healed the wounds of that back then, and so it's been fine since. I mean, I ain't talked to her since then, but So, but yeah, I felt bad for kind of the way I was back then too.
Yeah, I felt bad about it too. In fact, I went to her house. I think it was my freshman or sophomore year of college.
Yeah.
During the summer break, and I stopped over.
He said, "In your face, Greg Cook."
No, well, so I went. It must have been my freshman year. So I went over to her house to apologize, and she was there with
Yeah, jerkwad.
the guy.
I still don't like him.
He was there.
The ninth grader.
Yes,
Yeah.
I still don't like him.
Yeah, and so that made it very, very awkward.
Yeah.
And and
So
I
did
told
you
her,
say all this in front of the ninth grader? I mean, he wasn't a ninth grader.
I
then,
think
but-
he stayed in the other room, but he
Okay.
could have heard it. It's, so, and I just basically told her, I was sorry that we treated her, because we did treat her pretty poorly.
Yeah.
And I did see her. I think it was last year, or maybe a year and a half ago. We had a class reunion. We had that multi-year class
Yeah.
reunion,
Which is what they have now. because-
Sorry.
Yeah, which is
and
what
she
they have
actually
now.
was there. I was
Yeah.
shocked to see her there.
Yeah, she wasn't a real
and
person that would go to stuff like that.
and she's completely different personality now, like very upbeat and outgoing, and we didn't have to talk about that, but we just kind of picked up with our friendship, which was cool. That probably happens to a lot of people as they get older.
Yeah.
You realize that all that petty stuff doesn't
Well, that's
matter
why
anymore.
I sent her that message. And that was when I was married to Tammy. And I told Tammy that night after we left. I said I told her the story, and I said I'm gonna send her a message. I said because after Steven, our friend, died, I was like I can't. I've got to fix this. And I did. So it was that was high school. That was not fun times in high school. Then
No.
The last 6 months of my senior year was not fun.
Yeah, it's not the way you want to end your high school career.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No.
And we're going to put this podcast in the category where you're cleansing your soul.
Yeah.
So we're going to go into the self-help meditation.
For the record,
or
I do want
whatever.
to add though the freshman that she dated. I didn't like him before all this because he was a little
like him
cocky,
even less.
and he had tried to start a fight with my friend Shay earlier that year, so he was already like persona non grata. And then this happens to, of all the people, it's like him. That made it even worse. It's like, ah.
After this podcast, tell me who the freshman was.
Okay.
Don't tell me that.
Okay.
Let me know.
I really didn't have anything against him other than the fact that he was dating her.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't have that kind of history that you had.
Yeah.
You know what's great about this episode is you're going to get so many people going, "Who's the girl?" We're going to go viral. We're going to get like, you got to figure it out.
Yeah. Well, what was my? Oh, I know what mine was going to be.
Chris hasn't gone.
Oh yeah,
he
go
needs
ahead,
to cleanse
Chris.
his
You
soul.
go. Yeah, cleanse your soul, Chris. Jan cleansed hers about her wanting to date more, and we did that. So now what's
Well,
yours?
actually, wait, before we go on, since we're cleansing our souls
Okay.
here. So I felt really bad about breaking up with him because I dated him for 4 years.
Yeah.
But I broke up with him to date the guy that I married.
Yeah, because you've told me
first
many
marriage.
times you always felt bad about how you broke
I
up
did.
with him.
I felt guilty. I felt really, really guilty. I actually called his house a couple times and was going
And
to
hung up.
apologize. Well, his mom answered, and I couldn't say a thing. I froze. I did that 2 or 3 times. I could not bring myself to apologize. But I will tell you, and y'all can believe me or not, I don't care. The week after he died, I went to bed thinking about how guilty I felt that I never apologized to him.
Mm-hmm.
He came to me in a dream that night and told me everything was cool.
I believe that. I
Wow.
told you I've had dreams like that.
So,
So
I'm
did
going
he-
to leave it at that.
Did he die young? Was he young when he
he
passed?
died 40s, I guess. Yeah, early 40s.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, we've all got that one. You got to get it out. This is the healing episode. That's what I put instead of saying, what would you change about your teenage years, about healing?
Yeah. All right, Chris, what's yours now? We lost him.
I don't know if I can talk about it. So, my one thing, and Greg's going to yell at me too because we were talking about this. So I don't really have one thing that I think I would have changed would be, and me and Greg are on this one together. So we're going to do this one combined.
Yeah.
Is go to more live shows, more concerts and stuff because there's so many groups now that we're seeing that we could have seen back in the day that we
in
didn't
their
see
heyday,
until now. But that I think that's really because you always think back about what could I have done different, in life, what I've changed and stuff. But I think overall I had a stinking pretty good childhood, pretty good teenage years. I mean, I can't complain. I never, I had great parents. So I never wanted for anything. I never had to ask. It was always taken care of. So like, I don't really feel like there's anything from that I could have changed. I mean, but to me, it was like, could I have gone to more and not been worried about doing something on your own, even if you had to go by yourself, still just go do it because you never know when you're going to get another chance to do something like that.
Yeah.
So
See,
I think for me, but that's really for me the biggest one, just experiencing more of life almost. Like, and for me, music's always been that big thing for me.
Is
so.
there one band in particular that you wish you could go back and go to one of their concerts?
I mean, I saw my favorite group of all time a couple times when I was young. So I saw Aerosmith a couple times, then I saw them a total of 13. That was the one I've seen the most.
Yeah.
Back then, I think I would have loved to have gone sing like Def Leppard back then.
Yeah.
Been there, done
And then
that.
my favorite solo artist, George Michael, I wish I'd have went to the Faith Tour. And so there's some stuff that I wish I would have gone.
every
and done.
time we go, the three of us go to Newton to see some hair band, Jan is like, I saw them in their heyday in the 80s. That's one thing that Jan did get to experience when me and Chris are joking, or Chris joking about, oh, you poor thing. She did see a lot of concerts in the 80s, and I did not.
So I questioned her in quotations being poor.
She had that boyfriend
because you
back
got to
then.
go to all those shows.
But
Yeah.
along those same lines, I wish I still had all those concert
Yeah,
stuff.
stubs, yeah.
And that's actually on my list. I wish I'd have saved all those.
That was mine, though, was what Chris said was I would have went to more. My first concert wasn't until 89. It was Run DMC and Public Enemy.
Oh, wow.
And I missed out on a lot of stuff.
I don't know if that's true.
Well, I mean, Maynard Ferguson.
Maynard Ferguson, High Voltage.
Trump, yeah, so I guess I count that, yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess rock themed it was,
Yeah.
but High Voltage was rocking, so yeah. But I think about all that stuff. And then even this pushes into the 90s. I didn't really start going hardcore to concerts, I mean, like 10 a year till like 95. But, and now Jan, the one that she never saw, and me and her's probably the same way, although Prince is also on my list. I wish I was. how many times Tom Petty came to Charlotte, and I was like, I'll
yeah.
go the next time. I'll go the next time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why did I not go see him when I had the
I
chance?
was glad I took my daughters to see Def Leppard
Yeah.
later on.
I mean, I saw
Even though I
all
saw
this
him in the
stuff in the 90s, and I love Tom Petty, and it's like, why did not I go?
Yeah.
Saw Metallica like 5 times in like 6-7 years.
Yeah.
I didn't see Tom Petty once. It's like, that's, a regret I always have.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish I would have seen. I know it's not too late because he's still alive and probably still touring, but I really wanted to see Willie Nelson.
Yeah, he just did a show the other day.
Touring.
Yeah.
Yeah, Willie Nelson and Friends.
And
Yeah.
we
Like
actually
92 or something.
we
like
actually came up here for a concert maybe 6 or 7 years ago. It was like they called it like an outlaw country tour or something like
I know
that.
what you're talking about.
And it had Sturgill Simpson and Willie Nelson. Well, we listened to everybody else, and then it's Willie supposed to be coming out, and the band comes out, starts playing. Willie comes out to the microphone, starts playing, and then turns around and then just walks off.
You were at that one?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And he did that like 3 times.
Yeah.
And then they finally came out and
Said he was
said
sick or
he was
something,
sick and
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to do the concert. And we had made a special trip up to North Carolina from Florida for that concert.
Yeah, I just, I'm with Chris. So that I had a good childhood, and I can't say I wanted for anything. But that is, and I've said it in that last episode. My parents never told me I couldn't listen to anything, never took my albums away, never had a limit. But for some reason, though, they just wasn't in for me going to a lot of concerts. I was supposed to go see NXS like a year and a half before that with Michael, and they go, no, you don't need to be going to Charlotte for a concert. I think they were very protective. I know they were. Dad, to this day, will still, you make it home all right? That he's very worried about stuff like that. But
my parents weren't ever like really like my music. They weren't like, you can't listen to this, blah, 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 like your mom and stuff.
Yeah.
I do remember, I remember this story getting ready for church one Sunday. They had this, you remember the stereo brand Fisher? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a Fisher stereo with the tower speakers and stuff, and I was listening to Pump getting ready for church, and there's the line in one of the songs that says masturbating with a noose, and my mom went and turned the radio. She said, "What is that? What are you listening to?" And I'm like, "That's Aerosmith. You're not listening to that again." And she like took the CD away.
That's
from
what I
me for
said.
like
The
a
only
week.
time I ever got the side eye from my mom was when the Beastie Boys say, yeah, your mom threw away your best porno mag. And my mom looked at me like, what are you listening to? I was like, it's the Beastie Boys, Mom.
Yeah, my mom went ballistic on that one line.
Yeah,
So-
that, and I'll tell it every podcast I have to. When we come home from church one Sunday, and they were doing some news report, and it was like the Sunday noon news, and they were like doing a thing on 2 Live Crew getting arrested or something, and their album being. And Mom goes, you don't have that record, do you? Because it's talking about how violent it was. Like, no, but it was in my Volkswagen cassette player at that moment. It was like, no, I don't have that.
I don't have that one. I don't know what you're
that's
talking about.
the minute you slapped parental advisory thing on his cassettes, everybody wanted
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yep, I had it.
Thanks, Tipper.
Yeah, Tipper Gore sold a lot of albums. Blackie Lawless has probably got a wing on his house because
Yeah. Well, I fell victim to the whole backmasking, phenomenon of the '80s in the churches. Where
Yeah.
if you played music backwards, you heard the something about loving Satan or something like that. And so I didn't get to listen to as much metal, like the harder stuff.
I just remember Robert Plant saying, it's hard enough for me to write lyrics that work the right way. I can't write them that great that work backwards too.
Right.
Yeah, I've told that. We had a guy come to our church and talking about AC/DC. He said that KISS stood for Knights in Satan's Service.
Yep.
And Gene Simmons said many times that came about from Ace saying they walked by some peep show in New York, and he goes, hey, let's name our band. And they were like, we can't put down a record label. And I think Paul Sanderson goes, how about just KISS? And he was like, okay. Because it stands for nothing. They said WAP stood for We're Satan's People or We're Sexual Perverts. No, he said they said it stood for We're Satan's
Sex
People.
perverts.
And
I thought it was sexual perverts.
No, they said that it stood for We Are Satan's People. And Blackie Lawless said, no, I just named it after the B, but I just put the dots between it because it looked cool. And he goes, I guess if it's got to stand for something, it's We Are Sexual Perverts. But that was Blackie said that. So, yeah, it's like there's not, he said that climbing Jacob's ladder was satanic because of some lyric in it. It was like,
Oh, come on.
yeah, Huey Lewis is not writing satanic,
Yeah.
And,
Or Bruce Hornsby.
Yeah, they were naming all that stuff, and I remember sitting in the back just laughing. AC/DC was, Satan worshippers, and Brian Johnson's report said one time, if I get there, I said, are you a Satan worshiper? He goes, well, if the devil's a bottle of Jack Daniels, maybe. But, it's like they're not, yeah. So, well, that'll do it for this episode. Well, you got one more, Jan?
I've got two more.
Okay, we'll throw them out
All
there.
right.
This is a quick bite, so we can, okay.
Well,
Go ahead.
y'all were talking.
Yeah.
I wish I had enjoyed more of my drawing and painting and stuff time
Yeah.
because I have no time to do that now.
Yeah.
You got to make the time, Jan. So
I try.
I know.
I try.
I know.
I didn't realize becoming an adult would take most of that time away to draw and paint and do
Being
all
an
that
adult
stuff.
sucks.
I know.
It kind of does sometimes, but then it kind of don't.
I also
I
wish
know, but
Yeah, and you have to get to a point in life too where you stop feeling guilty about taking time to do the things that you like to do.
and that's me.
Yeah,
There's always something to do with the grandkids, and I feel like if I don't do that, then I'm letting them down, or I'm not being a good grandma. Or,
Well, that's what this podcast for me. I played band for 20-something years, and then when the band broke up, I missed having that creative thing, and we just started this podcast, and that's took the place of that,
Yeah.
So, but Jan's such a good artist. Yeah, we need to make the time.
And also, I wish I had taken care of my '80s toys and things like that.
Well, everybody's gonna say that, yeah,
Right.
because you'd be sitting
I
on a gold
wish.
mine now.
Yeah.
I mean, if we could have looked into a crystal ball and saw this basement,
Yeah.
we would have took care.
what's the
of
one
everything.
toy that you wish you still had?
This
Pocket
will sound
rocket?
correct.
How do you know you don't still have that, Chris?
Yeah, how do you know, Chris?
I'm guessing. I'm just because you got you, Greg.
Yeah.
There's a picture when I was a kid at Christmas. I got this huge baby doll. I mean, it was probably 2 feet tall.
Yeah.
And there's a picture of my little brother dancing with that baby doll. I wish I still had that baby doll, just for
yeah.
sentimental reasons.
Yeah.
And even my fake Cabbage Patch doll. It
Yeah.
wasn't a real one. Somebody at church made it.
It might actually be worth more money
That's
than
what.
a
Yeah,
real
we
Maybe
talked
so.
about that
Patch.
the other week in the collecting thing. Some of those
Yeah.
knockoffs are just as popular now as
Yeah.
the originals.
Yeah, because it would be folk art at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
What would you, if you could bring a toy back from your childhood? What would it be?
Probably either I had the larger Luke Skywalker.
Oh, yeah.
It was like 12 inches tall or something
Yeah.
like that. I wish I still had that. And the Blue Streak Transformers. It was like a little Datsun 240
Yeah.
Transformer. I wish I still had that.
Transformers were so fun to play
I wouldn't
with.
know because we were poor. We had GoBots.
Well, that's probably what ours were
Yeah.
too. But
Well,
they were
yeah.
so fun.
I think I told Mom, do not get me GoBots.
Yeah. Watch Clerks 2 where Kevin Smith has a whole thing about the GoBots and the Transformers. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Chris, what would your toy if you could remember and save one?
I would say more than likely it's going to probably be the BMX bike that I had.
Yeah.
Did you have the actual BMX brand? Like
I
that
did.
Huffy?
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, it was the super nice one. I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
There's a name for it. I just can't remember what it's
There
called.
was the BMX, there was the 24, and then there was the 34, and the 34 was like the really nice one that had like, the front brakes on it and everything.
Did
and,
yours have like the white mag wheel kind of things instead of the spoke stuff?
I don't honestly remember.
Yeah.
I know that it had brakes, but like
Yeah,
I don't know if they
mine
were
didn't
front
have
or
brakes. It
whatever.
had a
But,
cool BMX bike, but it didn't have brakes. So
but the thing about it was like we didn't care. We were in a neighborhood and we were riding bikes up and down, going
Yeah.
to the neighbors, parking the bikes,
Even
playing
Jan,
football in the front yard.
living
and
in the
stuff.
country, Jan got to experience that. We didn't here where I live. We just had this land. Me and Scotty just rode through the woods.
Yeah.
We didn't get to hang out with
Yeah.
our friends or ride it like a car, like our personal vehicle.
I showed Greg a couple
Oh,
of
yeah.
weeks ago. We had to take my mom to Gastonia. And so we were driving some of the back roads that I used to ride my bike on,
Yeah.
which were miles from
she
my
went
house.
way away from our house.
And I said, Greg, this is the bridge I used to come and play under. And he's like, you rode your bike all the way over here?
kids like
Now there's homeless people under it.
There
Jan,
probably are.
Yeah.
we live on 84 acres of land right here. And we're off the road, and the kids go out play in the backyard. And Jan goes, "You keep an eye on the girls," and I'm like, "Yeah." And I make sure, they're in the backyard. It's like, and they were like, "Go out 5
There
miles out
are
on the
bears in these
road."
woods,
Yeah, I know,
Greg.
but well, there's
And rabid dogs.
there's bears out on the streets too back then. They driving vans back then, getting you girls.
With candy.
Yeah. So
Hey,
mine
I
be-
would have got in a van. I'm telling you.
If I could bring back not besides any one of my Hot Wheels, not Hot Wheel, my racetracks, the slot race cars, but
RCR racetracks.
yeah, but I would love to bring
RC
I
whatever.
would love to have my Stretch Armstrong. That was the coolest thing ever. Toy got a
You
hole
can
in
have
it.
one now.
Yeah, for
We saw one in the store the other day.
yeah, but I want an original one.
No, it wasn't original.
Oh.
It
No,
was
I
a
want an
remake.
original one that's still in.
Where
but
were
they're
we?
so hard to find. I forget where he's at, but they're so hard to find because mine, I threw it in my toy box. And
Yeah.
this was I was probably like 10 or 11 then, but it got a nick in it, and all the corn syrup poured out and like ruined everything in the toy
Yes.
box. Those things did not last.
Yeah.
You know,
Have they held up at all over the years? Like, does that corn syrup like break down the plastic?
I don't know. I hadn't,
So-
even, I hadn't really
We've
looked because
not seen one.
I've not seen one out
Now I'm
anywhere.
going to start looking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else, Jen?
And that's it.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining on this one.
Fun times.
I don't know how we end these, so we've only done one of these before, and I can't remember how we ended it.
Take
so.
a bite.
There you
I
go.
don't know.
Thank you, Jen. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Rodney.
Got
Absolutely.
it.
We're out.
The Pixel People Pod. Zap, 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 it's on. Rewind the future fraud. The Pixel People Pod.
Thank you for coming to our podcast.